I'm Martin Collins of Martin Collins Enterprises. Just going to talk about maintenance on arenas and training tracks and racetracks. It's one thing being able to buy a product, an arena or racetrack, and you put it down, but then they have to be maintained. And these surfaces are only as good as the person who looks after them. If you don't buy the right kit and you don't take the recommendation of the supplier, you're making a big mistake. You really have to get the right equipment. The type of equipments that are used for arenas, we would use an arena master, which is a groom with tines with crumbler rollers on the front and back. There are different types. We can do them with 2 rollers behind, 1 in front, and three sets of tines, spring tines. You can have it with just 2 rollers, which makes it a bit cheaper. There are tow masters, which are narrower. They're normally 1.5 metre against the arena master, which is 2.5 metres wide. In some cases, we will make bigger ones made to measure for people if they want a bigger one. But you have to use these machines, and you need to use them daily. And it's no good just leaving it and thinking, oh no, that looks all right. It's very quick to go around and do, and you really should do it every day. When you get compaction, after a lot of horses, like in here, if you get over a period of time, probably once or twice a year, you'd want to give it a deep power harrow or rotor spike. I prefer a rotor spike. Power harrow, it does this, so it gets down, it sends it sideways. It doesn't actually blend it. With a rotor spike, it's got lots of little long spikes, and it goes this way round, and that blends all the fibres, and it will put all the fibres back in equally. So that's something you need to do once or twice a year. So that's an important bit of kit as well. But it's basically those 2 bits of kit that you need to look after your arenas. With gallops, it's the same type of thing again, to what I just explained. It's exactly the same type of kit. Sometimes with training gallops, they will use a power harrow every day, because some of the jump trainers like to get real depth to the surface to make the horses work hard. So they like to do that, but at the same time, by doing that, you are breaking down that surface way quicker than you would normally. But that's, you know, they get what they want. Then you have to spend a bit more money in a few years' time and do top-ups or replace. But so, and with racetracks, then we make what we call a gallop master, and they can be as wide as 5 or 6 metres wide. You can imagine with a racetrack being 20 metres or 30 metres wide, you need quite a big machine, and it's all hydraulic lift, and it's it can have folding arms on it. Some do, not many, but they do. We do that if they want that. But tow, we do what we do the tow gallop master, and I prefer the tow one, because you don't need to use such a big tractor when you're leveling your racetrack with that, and it's less compaction on the surface with the tractor wheels with a lighter tractor. If you go to one where you have to lift it and you've got a 5 metre lift, you have to have such a big tractor, and the whole weight of that, I think it's better if you have a tow one, because it compacts so much. But they're in the racetrack, you need to have power harrows and rotor spikes to keep everything blended. When you see separation or anything, you need to get it blended back in straight away. But that is so important. So when you're looking to buy a surface, you have to put in your budget to get the right equipment. Absolutely vital, absolutely vital. Otherwise, you know, you'll make a mess of everything. Like an arena here, around the side, you'll get the horse track along the edge, and it will build up on the edges. And the best way with a wax surface is to get a 5-prong fork, and it's easy to push it into it and just chuck it out half a yard, and then go around with the Arena Master, and that'll just level it back into it. But if you try with a shovel, because of the fibre in it, it just pushes against it. You can't get it in, so you can't do it with a shovel. It needs a 5-prong fork. So basically, apart from that, it's quite simple. And we do give data on how to look after an arena by going up and down and doing circles all the way around so that you keep it even. And we supply that literature.